grade on this Thursday. So today is a super exciting day because it's Word Problem Day. We've got another Word Problem Day coming fast and strong at us, and I'm super excited. Remember, word problems are so important that we practice because they take our math outside of the classroom. They take our skills and our math toolbox and put it to the test outside in the real world. We're not just going to use our math in lessons or in the classroom. You are going to use math every single day. And we want to practice figuring out how it looks and how we can take our skills to solve our own day-to-day problems. So let's look at our learning target for Thursday. It says, I can solve word problems using my skip counting knowledge. So today we are going to be using our skip counting skills to solve. We are going to practice taking our skip counting skills outside of ourselves and seeing how we could solve a day-to-day problem by counting from A to B. So you are going to need a whiteboard out or anything to write with, a nice sharp marker or a nice sharp pencil, so we can start solving. So what is our first challenge today? It says, Aaron and Annie decided to bike 100 miles. If they have only biked 64 miles so far, how many more miles do they need to bike? So we've got a situation going on here. What is this problem about? What are Annie and Aaron doing? They are biking. They are biking. So the situation's all about biking. So we need to help Annie and Aaron out. So Super Scholars, how many miles do Annie and Aaron want to bike? What's their destination? What's their goal? How many miles? 100 miles. They want to reach 100 miles. How many miles do they have right now? They have 64 miles right now. 64. So we need to figure out how are we going to get from 64 miles to 100 miles. What is one way we can start figuring this out? If we have 64, but we want to get to 100, how can we find a quick path? What can we do? We can skip count, of course. We're using our skip counting knowledge in this biking situation. So what you're going to do right now, Super Scholars, is you are going to, on your whiteboard, skip count from 64 to 100. As a hint, you're going to use ones and tens to get there. You're going to do this on your own as an independent mathematician to check in on your skip counting skills. When you're done skip counting between these numbers, then you're going to come back to the video and we'll finish solving this problem together. Skip counting is only the first step. But right now, I want you to skip count on your own and then come back when you're done and check it out. Okay, here you go. Okay, how did we do? Check with yourself real quick. I skip counted from 64 to 100. So for ones, all the way to 70, and then tens until we hit 100. Okay, Super Scholars, but just looking at our skip counting, is this telling us how many more miles Aaron and Annie need to bike? Is this our answer? No, we have a bunch of numbers and we need just one. But guess what? We've done half the work. We figure out what we need. We figured out the path to get from 64 to 100. And now we just have to count that path. We have to figure out how much did we add to 64 to get 100. What does it take to get between these two numbers? So this is where counting what we counted comes in and why it's so important. So let's see. ones did we count? Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, how many ones did we count? We counted 6 ones. Okay. How many tens did we count? Count with me. 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens. How many tens? 3 tens. Okay, awesome people. So if we just counted 3 tens and 6 ones, what number is this? 3 tens and 6 ones equals what? 36. I'm going to box it nice and big. 36. 3 tens and 6 ones. That is how many more miles Annie and Aaron need to bike, because it's how much we counted from 64 to 100. We counted 3 tens and 6 ones. Therefore, it took us 36 miles. I think this is just so cool that we can use skip counting as one of the many ways to solve our life problems with math. I know this might be a different way for us to think about solving, but it's good to grow that brain. So let's try another one. Can everybody reset? Okay, next up, let's figure out our next challenge. It says, Carmen has $137. She wants $500. How much more money does Carmen need? So what is this word problem about? Last time we were biking, and this time we want money. We want to figure out how much more money we need. So right now, how much money does Carmen have? How much money does Carmen have? She has $137. How much money does Carmen want? What's her goal? She wants to get to 500. 500. So we have to figure out how much more money does Carmen need to get from $137 to $500. And what's one way we can start solving this problem? By skip counting. Our skip counting can solve this problem as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to skip count from 137 all the way up to 500. This is a big one. You're going to use ones, tens, and hundreds to get there. Start at 137 and find the quickest way to get to 500. You're going to do this on your own as an awesome mathematician. And then you're going to come back and check with me once you're complete and you found the quickest path using ones, then tens, and finally hundreds. So, are you ready? Okay, start skip counting. Okay, let's take a look. Does your skip counting path look the same as mine? We skip counted by ones till we got to 140, our next 10. Then we skip counted by tens until we got 200, our next 100. And then we counted by hundreds until we reached our destination, 500. So just check for yourself. Okay, but just like last time, does this skip counting path tell us exactly how much more money Carmen needs? No, it doesn't tell us exactly, but it gives us a map. What do we have to do? We have to count what we counted. We need to figure out how many ones, tens, and hundreds did it take. So let's see. How many ones did we count? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. How many ones was that? 3 ones. Okay, tens. Here we go. 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens. How many tens did we count? 6 tens. And then, how many hundreds? Let's see. 100, 200, 300. How many hundreds was that? 300. So, to get from 137 and add until we got 500, how much more money does Carmen need? 3 hundreds, 6 tens, and 3 ones. What number is that? This is a little tricky. I'm going to write it up here. 363. Ding, ding, ding. 363. 3 hundreds, 6 tens, 3 ones. To get from 137 to 500, we needed to skip count up $363. So good job. We solved another problem by skip counting and counting what we counted. So we've got one last cool problem all together. So are you ready? Reset. But it is this or that time. So come on, move your bodies, give yourself a quick little break. And I've got a silly question for you. So this or that. Would you rather have multiple arms? So would you rather have 3 or 4 arms? Would you rather have more arms or more legs? 3 or more legs. Take a pick. Would you rather grow more arms? If so, you're going to bike for 5. Or would you rather grow more feet? If so, you're going to run for 5. What's your pick? I would grow more arms, so I'm going to bike for 5. Are we ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I was biking on my imaginary bike. So come on right back down to your seats as we check out our last challenge today. It says, Victoria has 259 sticks. She added 330 sticks. How many sticks does Victoria have now? So this problem's a little bit different. It's asking us to use our skip counting skills in a different way. So let's see. How many sticks does Victoria have right now? What is she starting with? She's starting with 259 sticks. That's our starting point. That's what she has. But this question is saying that she added 330 sticks. So is 330 our final destination? No, it's not. This doesn't say she wants 330 sticks. It's saying she got more of them. She added to her collection. So what we have to do to solve this problem with skip counting knowledge is we have to add 330 to the amount of sticks Victoria already has, 259. And we can do that by skip counting. So we're going to do this one all together. So can you write 259 on your board? That's still our starting point. So let's check out 330. How many hundreds does 330 have? How many hundreds does it have? It has 300s. 300s. So if we want to add 300s to 259, what we're going to do is we're going to skip count up 100 3 times. So in total, we will add 300 by adding 100 3 different times. So let's see how it works. So Super Scholars, I'm going to add 100. If we hundreds right now. And we're going to add 100. We will now have 359, and then 459, and 559. Good job. That's where we're going to pause, because all we wanted to add was 300s. 1, 2, 3. So we just added 300. But what's left to add? How many tens are here? How many tens are in 330? There's 3 tens as well. There's 3 tens in 330. So what we're going to do is, what do you think? How can we skip count and add 3 tens? We can add a 10 3 times. So we can skip count up by 10 3 times, and then we will have added 30. So, can we do that? I've got my red pen out. Right now, we've got 5 tens. So if I'm going to add just 1 10, we're going to get 569, and then 579, and 589. We added our 3 tens, and that was all we needed to do. So we got our answer. How many sticks does Victoria have now? 589. Victoria has 589 sticks. And we were able to solve this problem with skip counting because we added exactly the 300s and the 3 tens that were in 330. So I think this is another awesome way for us to use skip counting to add 2 really big numbers together. So second grade, I hope you enjoyed this next word problem adventure. So you, of course, have a word problem that you're going to tackle on your own. So let's check it out. Okay, here's your challenge, mathematicians. Leonardo has 578 points in Fortnite. He wants 900 points. How many points does Leonardo need? So, how are we going to solve this problem? How many points does Leonardo have right now? 578. How many points does Leonardo want? He wants to get to how many? 900 points. So what you got to do? You have to figure out how to get from 478 to 900. And you're going to use what strategy? Skip counting. You're going to use skip counting to figure out how many more points Leonardo needs. Remember though, after you skip count, what are you going to do? After your skip count, you have to count what you counted. You have to count what you counted to figure out how many more hundreds, tens, and ones will it take to get Leonardo from 578 to 900. So there's 2 steps. Number 1, you have to skip count between numbers. And number 2, you have to count what you counted. That second step has to happen in order to answer this question. To solve a word problem correctly, you need to have an answer to the question at the end of our problem. So how many more points does Leonardo need? You are going to solve this problem for me on video. You can solve it for me as the video is playing, or you can solve it beforehand and then explain to me what you did and how you got your answer. Either way, I need to see you on video talking about your work and how this answer is correct. And I also want to see your work. I want to see how you skip counted, so I can see all the awesome effort that you put into growing your mathematician brain. Okay, Super Scholars, let's go help Leonardo out and figure out how many points does he need.